That's all you gotta do. All this the social media era. Backtrack them all the way back. Backtrack these rappers y'all so infatuated with. How this your first song and you got a million. I used to rent fake money to people for prop. I'm trying to put y'all down with shit. People be thinking I'll be known. How you was just dusty as hell. Don't fall for the game, man. Don't fall for the game. How many people making music, they got college degrees and they talking about they in the trap. And then kids going out there believing them and getting life. Imitating an actor.
Becoming lifeless.
That too. People talking about drugs. Project Pat said he rap about heroin all the time. He ain't got no affinity for heroin. Little kids going around getting high, trying to be like them. You understand what I'm saying? You need to be able to see through the bullshit. And that's what's going to help guide you through life.
I'm just going to say that y'all want their own outrage. Just like Sean said, pick your poison. What you want? I'm going to say this. MTA, when I worked there, I made $100,000 a year. But I worked 60 hours a week, 5 days. You get what I'm saying? I worked. I made it work. But trucking companies, certain companies will give you the same opportunity too at $25, $30 an hour. You're going to put that work in. Like Cisco, all these local companies, Cisco, PGF, Gordon, stuff what you got to touch.
Now all that stuff is food. Remember I told y'all earlier, food is one of the top payers,
Yeah,
but you're going to have to work.
You're going to work for that. You're going to work for that money. But I'm going to say this. If everybody want to buy a truck, get a trailer, honestly. If
Don't get no other trailer but a flatbed.
Yeah, flatbed.
Get the trailer. To rent. I mean, of course you probably don't have the money.
You don't recommend them get a reefer?
No.
Oh, I had a reefer, so it is costly.
Reefer is going to take up a whole lot of time waiting.
Yeah.
They strict appointments.
Yeah.
You try to get there early. They not trying to hear that.
Flatbed, he is right.
If you lose a load, you're going to have to get stuck. You're going to get stuck with a load. Don't claim.
Sean, don't remind me. I done been there. I promise you.
Now you got a whole load full of food.
Go to Amazon. They rejected the load. They told us lie. Had to go from Amazon down to Hagerstown. Go to fucking right up to PA. Go to
Who's paying for all that fuel you using?
You.
Oh, wow, it's me.
I just had a 2-day layover in PA. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't take the load.
And reefers have an additional engine. So not only do you have your truck maintenance now you got the reefer engine of maintenance, which is more cost. Reefer insurance costs more.
Yeah.
Flatbed is quiet. A lot of people are scared to do it or they don't want to do it. They don't want to get dirty, they don't want to get wet, whatever.
Dirty. Flatbed.
And that's costing people thousands of dollars. And as long as people are like that, it's good because y'all hear people talk about whatever the majority do, you do the opposite. Y'all stay over here and sleep while you're getting loaded and stay clean and all of that. And it's a small percentage of people over here that's willing to do it. And that's why it's more opportunity. Wherever there's less people, there's more opportunity.
High demand.
Right.
The key in with Sean, I'm just gonna say this, my brothers and sisters. I want to see everybody grow to see anything. I don't want to see nobody live. The key to being an owner operator for me, for anybody else in here who want it, is yourself a nice running truck, an older one.
Right.
Women, ladies, if y'all mind doing flatbed, if y'all want to mess around, mess with flatbed.
I see a lot of women doing it.
Yeah, mess with flatbed, it's okay. And what I'm gonna say is this: see your vision of your life, of what you want, and just let that truck make you $180,000-$200,000 a year. So now you seeing all your money in your pocket. Now, like I said, you don't gotta do what Sean.
Now he talking about net.
Net. That's net.
That's after.
Yeah. Oh, it's after taxes? Damn, Sean. How much you run, bro? Pay on $200,000 taxes.
Yeah, my last year, man, I did $518,000 my last year.
But listen, all right, out of respect, like I said, I watched him on Instagram for a while. I'm gonna take him off.
I had to cut back because goddamn, I'm showing too much, and
that's a lot. There
are agencies who monitor.
Yeah, they will monitor
every single thing I said. line.
So just figure
If
out.
y'all
Get
don't
your
know
truck,
that.
get your trailers.
You
Make
said
sure
old fast? Basically, social
I'll say
media.
that first.
They put social media out there for people to be more comfortable. More,
You know how they got the Food and Drug Administration?
Yeah.
You know how they got the Alcohol, Firearm, Tobacco Administration?
Right.
You know how they got the task force and jump out boys?
Right.
Anybody that's living right now that don't understand that there's a specific task force that monitors social media, they out of tune and they don't need to be doing
I don't
nothing
post
wrong.
my company on social media.
Yeah.
I got a social media for staying social, regular person, you know, but my trucking business, if y'all look at my old social media, y'all gonna see fitness. The fuck, that's all you just work out with. That's all you gonna see. Couple more pictures. But get a truck, get a trailer, y'all. Make 150, 80, 180,000. If you want to stay local, manage your life. Remember, manage your finances. Or a truck can give you the opportunity to do it. Say, I got my own business.
Right.
I ain't gotta work for somebody no more.
And you making more than any
You making
job.
more. You making more than any job.
Ain't no job gonna pay you
Nah.
like that. Are you about to go and buy a Lamborghini off a handful of trucks? Probably not. It's possible if you got really stellar credit and you got a low cost of living and you put a high down payment down. But don't fall for the bullshit. This shit is gonna get you hood rich. A nice house, couple of nice cars, motorcycle, you dress and travel how you want to and eat how you want to.
I'm done. I got
That-
one biz left.
Once you get that out your system, you'll learn.
You'll
You
learn.
learn. That shit ain't.
I learned. That shit
I
don't
had
do
so
nothing,
much
bro.
fucking
I'm telling you.
jewelry and shit.
That shit don't matter, y'all.
And that's the one thing.
That shit, it dies down. After you get that initial thrill,
Yeah.
It's over.
it's out your system, then, alright, what you really need.
I'm looking forward to doing
Yeah. Gotti,
Like, it's up
he
to things.
tried and tried and tried from the from the warehouse that he had to the detail shop that he had on York Road.
Don't
to
nothing
the
pay like
car
shopping.
lot. Yeah, he been saying, cuz, come on, rock with me, but I was telling him, you know what I'm saying? I'm worried about what I'm worried about. He come over my house, 2019 when he got his first truck, he come over the house, bring it to the app. Look, boy, look, I'm trying to tell you, come on. He come back with the wiper. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, I'm trying to tell you, come on. Or just give me some money and I do that. He come back, he got the bread with him. Boom, he got flatbed, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put his
Bro,
business
don't
out there,
put-
but he
that's
got
what I was
a
about
house
to cut
of
you.
water. You know what I'm saying? Like Vanderhall, the Harleys, you know what I'm saying? He got the toys.
Got
You
my
know what I'm
house
saying?
built
I didn't
from
get
the
all
ground
that, but like
What
I'm
he's
looking
saying
at him-
is he's making confirmation without just saying,
Yeah,
the
but-
trucking that gets you hood rich, so you ain't gonna
But
become
the thing
no.
about it is, he got hood rich, but he doing shit and look better at it than doing what I'm in the streets every day, all day.
This is
And I got it, but he making the shit look good. But I'm like, cuz,
You
I'm
put it on
busting my
paper.
ass out here. I got it.
You can't put that on paper.
well, that shit is
Yeah.
dead though, bro.
But now, you know what I'm saying? I'm living in a rented townhouse. This nigga got 5 bedrooms and 3 showers.
You got 5 bedrooms, motherfucker.
You know
You
what
ain't
I'm
right
saying? You know what I'm saying? So
And
like,
that's
you know what I mean?
and that's another thing. Don't be mindful how you interact with people because a lot of people see us getting off work and we've been out there for days and be looking rough and got it fucked up
Yeah.
straight up.
I love my house.
They ain't got no idea how motherfuckers are living, and the people judge you by the way
That's the
you
best
look.
way to be though.
It is because it allows people to show your true colors, but if you're not cognizant of that and you are dealing with people differently than you should be, it can shift your people relationships. Because then once you start finding out shit about people, then you people try to switch up like that, like, oh, you such and such, and then start treating me different. Then I was like, oh, okay, you showed me who you is. So just be cognizant of that, and don't downplay nobody's information because you can learn from anybody. You leave, homie?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, let me.
I'm just trying to chime in with you. This ain't this.
I'm just riding with
Alright, I appreciate you coming,
I
guy.
gave you my spot. I appreciate
We
it.
about to get out of here in a minute
Nah, I gave
anyway.
you my spot. I gotta see what I belong at. This your thing.
No, it ain't my thing, it's our thing. I was just taking the initiative to kick it off.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm gonna sit right here and listen.
I got a question for you, like, you know, when we do get our trucks,
do you recommend us getting like, you know, putting them investment in getting like the system like you got the diesel laptop? So would you recommend us going to somebody, or because it's as expensive as it is? Would it pay for itself, or would
I tell you this, same thing what I was saying with him about the broker thing.
Yeah.
I got this. I gave this to my son. Well, he ain't my biological son, but guy from the neighborhood. I regard him as my son, and I had this motherfucker for 2 years. I ain't did shit with it.
Mm-hmm.
Trucking will consume your whole goddamn life.
Goddamn right. That's a good.
All them plans and shit people be having about they gonna do this and do that shit out the window. Once you turn that goddamn key, that's it. So, and when you not driving, you fixing it or taking it to get fixed.
Hey, Sean,
That's
Yeah.
the first part.
I was running my load yesterday. I had a truck issue. Yesterday, I was up at 3 a.m. I
Right.
didn't get home at 10 o'clock last night.
I can believe it.
I was back up at 7 o'clock. He hit me up like, hey, champ, you woke? Man, I've been up since 7 o'clock. And I'm woke. That's it's going to take your life.
Yeah.
That's about to get a business on.
You're right, and duty calls, but let me make it simple for you. When you buy a truck, you are going to do fuel. Get you a day cab, ain't gonna be no more than 10, maybe 15 grand. That's gonna get you that 5 to 7 where you bring home that 445 in your pocket. Depending on where you at, as long as they don't have that whole network of people, because that is like a seniority based type of thing.
Yeah.
Get you a grease gun. I was told by an electrical engineer that lack of grease is what caused 60% of mechanical failure. I say 50, but your oil, your coolant, and greasing your components down. When you take your truck to a mechanic and they grease your truck, they don't get all the grease fits. Mechanics will miss stuff because they human beings, or it'd be something hard to reach, or they just didn't know it was there, and they miss stuff. When you go get a PM, they supposed to check your differential fluid, your transmission fluid, they supposed to grease your clutch. Most of them, they just do all the obvious fittings, slap some grease on the fifth wheel, and then send you down the road. You need to learn how to grease your own truck. That's half the battle. While you underneath your truck greasing it, it's going to get you familiar with looking at the components on your truck. So you under there, you'll see if something is loose, or you'll see if something is leaking. Then you can bring that to the attention of a mechanic, and they can fix it before a small problem turns into a big one. But you can't trust mechanics to, I'm telling you, I get ultimate PMs. They don't be checking my transmission fluid. I get the transmission built right now. That shit was empty. But I'm paying extra money for them to perform a service that they not. Most people never change their differential fluid. And then when they burn the fucking axle up, then they, $10,000. And fucking $100 or so and over. Most people don't know how to check it either. So, at some point, that's when I got a yard on 68th Street. At some point on Saturdays, y'all got trucks, you can bring them down. And I'll show you how to grease your own truck and how to check your fluids. Your fluids are there for a reason. I rebuilt the engine 2 times in a year. Overheat, blew the head gasket. That was from a small ass coolant leak where the clamp was behind the frame and I didn't see it. And it's not leaking unless you're moving. So you're not coming back to a puddle. Had I caught that and put a fucking clamp on there, you know how much money I would have saved?
You just said it made sense.
So, you gotta get familiar with your truck. And gotta learn how to pray. Cause prayer is the key, faith is the door.
I just caught my truck leaking, and only reason I seen it leaking because I was in a blacktop Bay Area, and I seen the drops, and I'm like, oh, I took a picture of it, you know what I'm saying? And then when I did the pre-check after I dropped the drop in it, and I checked it, the coolant level was still where it was supposed to be at. But I said, it's leaking. I just seen it leaking. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see the puddle coming, but I see the evidence coming to my truck. And I'm like, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, all right, so.
Did you crawl underneath?
No, I didn't.
You gonna want to start doing that, cause a lot of times we don't want to get dirty, then get back in the truck. But if you got sleeping, you over the road or doing whatever you're doing. I'm always in black. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to get familiar with climbing under. Think about when you first went to school and they was teaching the precept. You ain't know none of that stuff. Unless you mechanically inclined. I didn't. I couldn't tell an alternator from a water pump. But as time went on, I could. So, and then I'll give you an example about trying to do too much stuff at one time. I went to school with her. Then shit started happening with the trucks. I had to stop going to school in order to, because the trucking is primary. So it become a conflict of time. And then you gotta look at, well, what's really paying me? See what I'm saying? So, like when you watching mechanics, and most mechanics, if you got a good mechanic and you building a relationship with them and you constantly spending money with them, they'll teach you as they fixing it. And most of the stuff, this not a car. You don't have to know how to change a truck tire like a car. Most men, any worthwhile man, should know how to change a car tire, but you don't have to know how to change no truck tire. Know how to grease it, stay on top of your hoses, know how to change and carry extra clamps, stay on top of your fluids, not just your oil and your coolant. Those are the two most obvious, but you gotta check your transmission fluid and you gotta check your differential fluid. You need to be checking your tire pressure with gauges, not kicking them or hitting them with a tire thumper. And you need to know how to check your tread depth. Cause if you're on the operator and you go get a flat and get a used tire, you put it next to one, and it's like a 32 second difference. The good tire is gonna get wore down by the bad tire. Yeah, so that's how life is. You gotta watch who you hang with, cause they're gonna bring you down to your level, or their level, or try to. So you learn a lot about life from trucks as well.
What program did you go to?
Which one?
For diesel mechanics.
Well, actually, I just did a week-long training with them, and I went to North American Trade Center.
How long was it?
Shoot, you graduated, didn't you?
No, I didn't even
You
finish.
didn't?
It was for 18 months.
18 months.
How was it though?
I didn't finish.
I don't suggest people go to school.
Yeah, it was.
You can't read a book and learn how to ride a bike. So when we went to trucking school 13 years ago, they told us it was a shortage of drivers. Well, they never told us it was a shortage of mechanics too. Trucking companies I just got offered a job the other day because I was at the training and the guy saw me, just walked up to me on the break. He offered me a job for $41 an hour, working in the zinc mine, and paid me $6,000 to relocate to Knoxville and work underground. They will train you because they can't find people to fix stuff. People are more technical now. This is a technical generation. This ain't the roll up your sleeves and get dirty generation. This ain't the World War II and Vietnam vets and all of them. Them type of men is damn near extinct. So that truck stop right across the street. They'll train you and give you tools. And you can come in there and not know anything. And they'll send you through a training process. Yes. A lot of these companies, Penske, Ryder, they'll send you to school 5 weeks and then you come back and they paying you $27 an hour while you're in school. So it's opportunity out here. A lot of people don't be seeking it. But it's two different ways to learn. Like with trucking, you can go to a trade school. You used to be able to go up to the NVA with a friend, but they stopped it. That was around the time I stopped the trucking school training out Eastbourne. Aside from the fact that they ain't want us there no more, wouldn't allow us to rent it. you can go to trade school or you can get trained hands-on by a company. Why spend 18 months with what you'll learn actually doing it in 18 months would supersede what you'll learn reading the books. If anything, go and buy the books if you're really dedicated. Read the books on your own and work in the shop along senior mechanics so you can pick up little tricks of the trade as time goes on. Or if you own equipment, when things break, get down and dirty. Because sometimes you don't have a choice. I've been there before on the side of the road where you had a series of breakdowns. And this particular time, you just ain't got it. And you just got out. I had injectors done one time and left the shop. The truck stopped 10 miles down the road. And the mechanic don't always fix the problem. So in $3,000-4,000, when you start adding that up into 6 and 7 major maintenance issues back to back, and you got mechanics will make mistakes as well. And when one person did something wrong, and you got multiple people trying to troubleshoot and figure it out, that can add up pretty quickly. So, but if they going to go to school, it's a school called UTI. They have a room and board, and they all over the country. And they got one in Miami that's real cool. It's a 45-week program. When you complete it, you'll go straight to work, and they are tied in with Peterbilt. So once you finish, if you choose to, you can do a Peterbilt specific course, and that'll send you straight into a dealership. So it depends, but hands-on is the best. That shot, United Rental, they're training apprentices now. They work on heavy equipment, diesel mechanics. They'll bring you in there at $20 an hour and train you. And then once you have 6 months, a year, you can use that to build on. But what I really suggest is hands-on and getting a job in an independent mechanic shop, part-time. So you work in an actual shop, and then you go and work with somebody who fixes stuff on their own, because they're going to teach you the stuff the shop won't teach you because they can't do it because of warranty. And they don't want to do something MacGyverish, and then somebody come back with it and try to blame them for something. But there's a whole lot of ways. You know, you can start an engine with cooking oil. You spray it in the intake. Old farm guy taught me that. You know, a lot of shops won't even let you use starter fluid. But there's some things that you do out there when you have no choice that an actual shop won't teach you. And also because a real big shop is focused on hours. They want to go through a whole troubleshooting process so they can bill you hours as opposed to fixing something real quick.
So do you,
You mind pulling your mask now? I just want to see your figure. Okay.
But do you take people for the road test?
I do.
For NVA? Yeah,
But they're gonna have to at least have one lesson with me.
yes.
Because here's the thing with motor vehicle, they focus on the verbiage, so it's easy to fail the test there. You can know how to drive, but if you don't say the pre-trip how they wanted to say it, Glen Burnie is the best motor vehicle because they'll give you a cheat sheet, and that's a pilot program. They testing it to see how it's gonna go. I used to have relationships up there, and I'm not extending my hands like that no more. But once upon a time, I was helping a lot of people get their CDLs. If you know somebody need the ELDT, which is the entry-level driving training, I'm certified with the motor vehicle as a trucking school. So I can do all of the above. But if somebody want me to train them from beginning to end, they gotta pay me up front. Because that means I'm gonna have to not do what I'm doing in order to come and train them. And I trained for free for almost a year. So I don't see none of the people I train. You see how people take the food and go? And all these people got their licenses. And they not turning around and doing what I did for them for other people. Not to me, because I'm not looking for nothing. The people supposed to pass a blessing on.
So, cause I was talking to my brother about me, getting my CDL.
You got a permit?
No, I'm gonna work on that. So,
Well-
and I have to get that first.
I can help you get that. I'll give you my telephone. All of y'all, I gotta give y'all my number too. No, nobody got my number. Y'all be the only ones. I give you my number, then we can work on that because that's an easy thing. You get the permit, and with the main thing you gonna have to focus on is the pre-trip. After the pre-trip, all the other stuff falls in line. And I got a yard you can train in there. So we just had to figure out a schedule that you work and all that stuff with. I'll write my number down for you,
Oh, thank
and
you.
we can do that.
So.
Cause I'm active with the motor vehicle,
Okay.
but that don't supersede what I'm doing. That's a secondary activity that I got in the pocket.
Right. Thank you. And so would you recommend
You want your CDL?
yes.
You
I
got
do.
children?
No.
How old? Well,
Not yet.
I ain't gonna ask you how old you is.
Okay,
Don't
fine.
go to a trucking school.
Yeah.
Open
Yeah.
my website real quick if you can.
They be scamming.
Go to I toured that one before. Had an actual one before doing mine. That's why I started doing it in person. They want to get as many people in there as possible, and you basically teaching yourself.
Yeah.
How much they charge you?
I had my job paid for mine, but for that I had went to 2 schools I had to get my money back from. And but I just
CDL
needed-
book club.
It was some school out Trail, CFI, some
Yeah.
ghetto shit. But I just needed the maneuvers, the practical maneuvers, because I didn't know how to talk. So I just went there for that. But I had to get my money back.
Yeah,
My
that's
church
crazy.
was breaking down.
They gave you full refund.
Yeah, I was in there.
Yeah, I know that. Well, I'll give you the website in a minute, but long story short, you can get your CDL for free from a trucking company.
Oh.
I got a website. If you fill the information out, it'll send your name to all sorts of trucking companies, and the recruiters will call you. You'll get your CDL within a month. They'll pay for your plane ticket, your hotel, and feed you. And they're gonna want you to work with them for like 9 months to a year. Nobody can take your license if you leave. And if you do leave and they try to charge you a fee because they starting to get stricter on that, you're not gonna be paying no more than you to pay the school. However, you're gonna actually know how to drive. The school teach you how to pass the test. You don't learn how to drive until you start driving. So it's better to start with a company, get the CDL through them, and actually do real loads. And then after 3 months or whatever, you be comfortable driving. You can leave them, either come home and go local, or if you're in a position to purchase a truck, do that as well. So we can talk more about it. That's a simple thing. You can get your CDL in 30 days. Yeah, don't pay these schools. They overcharging and they underserving. They got too many students, not enough teachers. The teachers aren't qualified. They're not interested, and some of them not even teachers. They took a job. Teaching is a natural innate ability. You see how that brother got there was breaking all that stuff down? That's teaching. Going on a place to get a paycheck where you have no interest in what you're doing is something completely different. So you need people who really want to see you succeed. So I wouldn't, matter of fact, knowing what I know now, I would have never went to school. I was on parole and I was on the VPU. So I was on the box. So I couldn't go nowhere. And I wasn't going to sit around and waste time.
And see, like I would tell my sister, because I did, like him, I started with MTA back in 03. And I stayed with them for like 7 years. And that's why I got my
7
B
years?
license. Yeah, I stayed with them for like 7.5 years, got my B license. And in 15, I got my A license. It was a blessing because I was able to get this program where they paid for me to upgrade to my A license.
Through MVA?
Nah, it was a company called it was like a scholarship fund. They let me. I was allowed. I was able to go to CCBC. It was like an accelerated program.
I heard about that.
Yeah, but you gotta be able to.
It's a waiting list too.
Yeah, now it probably is, but I was able to get into it, and like I tell people, I was blessed to get my A license because it's expensive. So it's like you said, it's nothing like it. I mean, nothing like experience because even when I got the A license, I had to go with different trucking companies and
To learn how to drive.
Yeah, to learn how to drive, and then once I I got with Western Express. It wasn't the best company, but I was able to go all over the country and drive and get my maneuvers and stuff down. So.
And Western Express is one of them companies that'll take anybody.
Oh yeah, they say killers, man. I'm serious, man.
Yeah, they'll take anybody.
They take anybody, man. As long as they put you in that truck.
You been being quiet back there, man. You ain't got nothing to say.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I always got something to say. Bring on, do something up.
You gonna have to come and teach one time so we can learn,
Yeah.
you know, about property and stuff. We got I call them top dogs. I ain't called on nobody, but throughout the times of us meeting guys that I've been in communication with come in, and we got some serious dudes, man. You'd never even look at and think, and got some serious shit going on. But it'd be good to hear you talk about the real estate. It may help some of them, and then also they may be able to help you. 'Cause a lot of them got properties and all type of other shit going on as well.
No doubt. Yeah, it's actually a blessing. I want to say I've heard of you, but I wasn't following you.
But it really ain't about me.
But-
Y'all think this is about me teaching y'all trucking. What it really is me introducing my essence to y'all. Because it's something inside of me that affects people when I come in contact with them and they start to benefit from it. That's what it really is.
Yeah, that's what it was amazing to me too. When I used to see you putting out there, people coming home from jail or people still in there about to come home. You there like spreading yourself, and I was like, you're a God gift. I always told you like God gift. I'm like, God bless you. You won't know what you're doing.
Thank you. Anybody else got any?
So when you're just starting out as far as like your own business, because that's what I'm working on, would you recommend, is there anything against renting trucks?
Renting.
Because my thing is they will take care of the maintenance.
You right. Renting, everything has its place. If you are going to rent a truck, the only real purpose for doing that, aside from you having multiple trucks and one of them being down and you just getting it in the clutch, is if you plan on living on the road. And if you is going to do it, it'd be best if you had a mate or somebody that in the same field and y'all drove teams together. Cause renting, it's gonna run you about $2,000 a week, $2,100 a week. When you add the miles,
They charging miles in there too.
that's what I'm talking about. So before you know it, you done spent $8,000, $9,000 in a month. Not talking about insurance, just the truck. It will keep you rolling, and it'll eliminate your downtime. But if you really want to make it worth it, you're gonna have to have a team, somebody. Or I've did it to get out of jams, like the truck in the shop, and you don't know how long. But no, because by the time you done had it for 2 months, you could have bought a whole truck cash.
Mm-hmm. That's piggyback off that.
But one before you go ahead,